Hey up! Now, some of the long-term viewers might remember the FRANKENBOBBINs that I showed you about 3 years ago now, I think. Beautiful brass hex-shaped bobbins for use with a paddock stand. Motone Customs' unique solution to the problem of wheel and chain maintenance for owners of the Triumph twins that only have side stands. Although these will actually work with any motorcycle that has a standard M8 thread. The Royal Enfield Interceptor and Continental GT being two models that spring to mind. I have them fitted on both. As I have expressed in the past, a centre stand on any motorcycle is a must, but manufacturers in recent years have had the annoying habit of only providing a new owner with a side stand. It's just a way of cutting production costs. It used to just be that models like the Street Twin, the Street Cup, the Scrambler and the Speed Twin, as well as the Thruxtons, didn't have centre stands, but it was brought to my attention recently that the new T120 also has the centre stand omitted. I'm not entirely sure when Triumph did this, but I'm not entirely surprised either. Over the last 2 years, production costs have risen horrendously for everybody worldwide, meaning that manufacturers either have to raise the prices or cut back on specifications, as they have done here. But it has left some owners with problems. The rear swing arm was never designed to take a paddock stand lug, and unless they've added it recently, one or two viewers have expressed problems. Luckily, Motone Customs have come up with a very convenient and quick and easy fix for this, in the shape of these Professor Axelrod bobbin assemblies. It's a sort of Professor Axelrod meets FRANKENBOBBIN, which sounds a bit like a 1950s B-movie, which coincidentally was the inspiration for the FRANKENBOBBINs in the first place. Now, at first glance, it would look like they've just taken a threaded rod and attached a FRANKENBOBBIN to each end. But it's not quite as simple as that. Few things in life are. The original FRANKENBOBBINs were built with a flat mating surface that goes against the mounting lug for a secure, tight fit. And of course there are no mounting lugs on the current bikes, so the whole FRANKENBOBBIN concept has had to be completely reworked. Now, as luck would have it, the rear axle on the T120 is hollow, which provides a very convenient location for fitting a set of bobbins. Unfortunately, the way the fittings are designed, it does present some design problems for a bobbin that will fit. To that end, the base of the right-hand bobbin has had to be recessed to accommodate the thread on the axle, and the bobbin for the left-hand side has had to be designed with a metal part that inserts into the recess on the left-hand side of the axle. This provides the end user with a unique solution which takes probably less than 2 minutes to fit, and also provides one or two extra advantages. For a start, it protects that hollow axle, which is subject to corrosion over time. It also ensures that any lifting stresses are exerted on the axle itself, which obviously was designed for that in the first place. And last but not least, because of where the bobbins are situated, it provides the owner with the easiest paddock stand bike lifting experience I've ever encountered. These Axelrods basically come in two flavours. There's the original brass version and, of course, the stainless steel version, which was introduced to the FRANKENBOBBIN range about a year after the original, I think. Motone Customs have streamlined the design somewhat. As you can see, the ends are now concaved, as there's no need to have a hole to thread a bolt into anymore. And it does actually appear to me that they have slimmed the whole assembly down a little bit. They are connected together by a high tensile threaded steel rod. Now, I've got to admit, Motone Customs sent these two to me about 2 or 3 months ago, and I sort of put these to the back of the pile, because for some odd reason, I obviously hadn't engaged my brain properly, I thought it would mean removing the rear wheel, but it doesn't at all. Fitting is literally child's play. And if you have your tools out ready before you start assembly, I reckon this whole job can be done in under 2 minutes. Motone have designed this entire assembly with very tight and precise tolerances to ensure that you get a precision fit without any play. The threaded rod is the exact diameter of the internal dimensions of the hollow axle. This automatically eliminates any free play for a very solid and secure construction that removes any possibility of unwanted stresses or strains on the assembly. Now, this axle rod can be fitted from either side, it really doesn't matter, as long as you ensure that you've got the end pieces on the correct side. Just make sure that everything's seated correctly. A low strength Loctite on each end of the connecting rod might be a good idea for this assembly. Tighten it up by hand, and then using appropriately sized sockets, just nip them up. Now, I would say screw them in until the thread stops and then no more than half a turn. They just need to be fitted snugly, you don't need to lean on your tools. They only have to be tight enough so that they don't work loose and fall off. They're not structural. Now, Motone Customs have obviously gone to great lengths to ensure a compact, fitted look without putting any additional stress or strains on the actual fasteners that hold the axle assembly together. All compression stresses are placed solely on the axle itself, so it won't knock anything out of kilter that might cause you any problems when riding the bike. All in all, a very quick, easy, stylish and practical solution to an age-old problem. Now, as usual, I will leave links in the video description down below to Motone Customs website if you'd like to have a look at these parts. And I have to say they are a very cost-effective alternative to buying the optional extra Triumph main stand. As you know, in return for making these videos, Motone Custom allows viewers of this channel an exclusive 12% discount, not just against the products that I'm showing in the video, but for any products on their site. And periodically they have to change the discount code because they become well known on the Facebook pages, etc. And they just sort of get into general circulation. The code is changing from today and it's Frank12. Once again, I will leave that in the video description down below along with the Merton link. Once again, thank you so much for watching this and my other videos, and in doing so helping to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. I would also appreciate it if you've enjoyed this video, if you would leave a like, and if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to this channel. It really does help me out. I am, of course, going to be back on Friday, so until then, if you're riding, ride carefully, and I'll see you soon.